Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to Target Pawat. And in today's video, we are going to discuss the ideas of Chester Irving Barnard. Means हम Chester Barnard के ideas को discuss करेंगे आज के video में. He was born in 1886 and then died in 1961. So basically Barnard, why Barnard is famous? So Barnard also supported the social system. He also supported the social system. And after Mary Parker Follett, he developed the line of thought initiated by Mary Parker Follett, and he also conceived organization as a social system. He said that organization, he looked out as an organization as a social system. He is regarded as the spiritual father of social system school. That's why he is considered as the one of the pioneers of the behavioral movement in the public administration. So what is behavioral movement? What is behavior? In terms of public administration means he started the systematic study of human being in diverse administrative settings. Means he started or he started the systematic study of human being in diverse administrative system. He emphasized on the socio-psychological aspects of administration and management, and he was a first blown behavioralist. It is important to know that he was the first full-blown behavioralist. To him, administrative is a cooperative social action. So what is administration according to C.I. Barnard, Chester Barnard? So it is a cooperative social action. Idea of Barnard influenced the decision-making theory of Herbert Simon, theory which was given by Herbert Simon. He influenced that theory. The new human relationship of theory, Chris Egres, Rensis Linkert, and Douglas McGregor. The motivation theories of Abraham Maslow and Friedrich Herzberg. The institutionalist model of Philip Selznick and system approach to the organizational analysis. So he influenced the theory of Herbert Simon and the new human relationship theory of others theorists also. And he also influenced the motivation theory of Abraham Maslow and Friedrich Herzberg. Barnard contribution to the understanding of organizational behavior is one of the significant landmarks in the evaluation of administrative thought. His work includes the functions of the executive, that is in 1938, and the organization and the management in 1948. The various concepts and principles enunciated by Barnard, which are given below. So what are those principles which are given by the Chester Barnard? We will discuss them. So he said that a formal organization as a cooperative system. So Barnard defined the organization as a system of consciously coordinated activities of forces of two or more persons. So what is organization according to Barnard? It is a system of consciously coordinated activities or forces of two or more person. When there are a two or more person and they are coordinating their activities, that is called as organization. He stated that organization comes into existence when the people are able to communicate with each other. Means if a people is able to communicate with each other, then only there will be a organization, and they are willing to cooperate with each other to accomplish common purpose. He also talks about the purpose that is common. So if there is a people in the organization and they are ready to communicate with each other and they are willing to cooperate with each other, that is why only that is what organization. Thus the organization according to Barnard has three elements. What are these three elements? As we have already discussed, that they are willing to communicate, they are willing to cooperate or to serve or the purpose is common, that is the objective. Means if there is a common objective or two or more individuals are cooperating and communicating with each other to achieve that common objective, that is called organization. Informal organization as a natural system. Yes, informal organization does not exist uh, separated, but it is exist in the formal organization only. If there is a formal organization, then only there will be an informal organization. It is kind of a natural system. We have developed this. Barnard defined the informal organization as the aggregate of personal contact and interaction and associate grouping of people. That is called informal organization. He believed that informal organization are natural system and give rise to the formal organization, which are artificial system. So informal organization is a natural system, while a formal organization is the artificial system. Both the organization necessarily coexist. Formal organization, according to Barnard, is vitalized and conditioned by informal organization, which performs three functions. What are those functions? Communication, willing to cooperate, and common purpose. So the communication of intangible facts, opinions, suggestions, suspicion that cannot pass through formal channel without raising issues. So there is no formal channel to pass the way of communication of intangible facts, the facts which are intangible, such as opinions. What are the suggestions? Suspicions. Next is maintenance the cohesiveness, socio-psychological integration of the organization by regulating the willingness to serve. Means if you have a willingness to serve, then only you can work in the organization. And stability of objective authority, maintenance of the feeling of personal integrity, self-respect, and independent choice. Barnard regarded as the informal organization as a means of maintaining the personality of individual against certain effects of formal organization, which tends to disintegrate the personality. So this is the real meaning of what informal organization, which was given by the Herbert Simon. Sorry, Chester Barnard. So who is giving contribution or who is contributing, and what satisfaction you are getting in by giving that contribution. So contribution is given by the employees and satisfaction is given by the organization. So contribution is given by the employees and satisfaction is given by organization. How? And it should be equilibrium in nature. And if it is not equals, like satisfaction or the coordination is not equal or in equilibrium nature, then the organization will be like in trouble. According to Barnard, the survival of an organization depends on the maintenance of equilibrium between the contribution and the satisfaction of its participant. Participant, who will be the participant? Employees only. The contribution are provided by the participant to the organization, means employees of the organization, while satisfaction is provided by the organization to the participant. Like if I'm contributing my time, if I'm contributing something to the any organization, then in terms of that I'm expecting a satisfaction. If I'm satisfied with the terms and condition, if I'm satisfied what I am getting, then I will be contributing in that way only. Otherwise I will lose my like patience and will not happily work there. He pointed out that individual participant would remain in the organization only when his inducement outweighed his contribution in terms of their personal satisfaction. In other words, organization survives so long as it is capacity to offer the effective inducement in sufficient quantities to maintain the equilibrium of this system. So organization can survive as long as till when it is offers or whatever that satisfying its employees or participant that in sufficient quantity, so that the equilibrium between the contribution and satisfaction can be maintained. Barnard rejected the classical economic men concept and broadly agreed with the human relationist with regards to the motivation of the people in the organization. What that classical economic concept explain that, like, man is an economic man and he can be motivated by bonus, incentive and other monetary benefits. He can do anything for their monetary benefits. But Barnard rejected this theory and he agreed with the human relationist with regards to the motivation of the people in the organization. And in classical economic man concept, we have neglected this behavioralist aspects, human relationist aspects and motivation aspects in the organization. He traced the sources of satisfaction to 4 specific inducements. What are these inducements? Material inducements such as money, like salary, we can say that. Like if I'm contributing to any organization and I'm getting sufficient salary, then I will be happy. Personal and non-personal opportunity for distinction, desirable physical condition of work, ideal benefaction such as pride of workmanship, and so on. However, Barnard said that material rewards are ineffective beyond the subsistence level. He also pointed out 4 types of general incentive that are associative attractiveness based on the compatibility with associates, adaptation of working condition to habitual method and attitudes, opportunity of the feeling to enlarge participation in the course of event, the condition of communicating with others, a condition based on the personal comfort in social relations. Okay, so this was the theory. This was the theory of contribution and satisfaction equilibrium. Next theory is acceptance theory of authority. So what is acceptance theory of authority? As word self-explanatory word, it acceptance, like if I'm ready to accept the authority of my superiors, then I'm able to work in the organization. Barnard rejected the traditional classical positional and formal theory of authority advocated by Weber and Fayol. He advocated the acceptance theory of authority. According to this theory, the basis of legitimacy of the superior's authority is in the acceptance of it by the subordinates. Superior can exercise authority only when it is accepted by the subordinate. Yes, if I'm ready to accept the authority, if I'm ready to accept the orders from the superior, then only the superior can exercise their authority. Barnard defined that authority as the character of communication ordered in a formal organization by virtue of which is accepted by the contributor or member of the organization as governing, determining that what he does or is not to do so far as organization is concerned. Barnard stated that the subordinate will accept a communication as authoritative only when the following 4 conditions occur simultaneously. What are these conditions? When he understands the communication, if I'm able to understand the communication, intangibility, like what we have discussed earlier, opinion, suggestion, and conscious. When the communication is not inconsistent with the purpose of the organization, I will not accept any authority, like accept any order from my superior if it is not for the purpose of the organization, objective of the organization. When the communication is compatible with his personal interest as a whole, when he is able to mentally and physically comply with the communication feasibility, if he is feasible with that, then only I will able to accept that authority. The acceptance of the authority, according to Barnard, facilitated by the zone of indifference of individual participant of the organization. He said that order will be accepted by the subordinate as long as they fall within that zone. Hence, the executive should issue order to those which falls within this zone. The extent of the zone of indifference determined by the contribution satisfaction equilibrium. Okay. Next is principle of communication. So what is principle of communication? Barnard suggested 7 principles of communication which are important in establishing and maintaining objective authority in the organization. What are these principles? So channel of the communication should be definite. There should be a definite channel for the communication. Everyone in the organization must have definite formal channel of communication, such as official's mail ID, official Outlook account. If everyone in the organization have that, then only they will able to receive those authority. Then only they will able to receive those orders. The line of communication must be direct and as short as possible. It should be crisp, short in the nature, and it should be direct. The competence of the person serving as communication center should be adequate. Next is complete formal line of communication, most usually be used. Informal line of communication such as WhatsApp and other things should be removed. Line of communication must not be interrupted while the organization is functioning. Like if an organization is in function, then that line of communication should not be interrupted. Every communication must be authenticated. Every communication, every way of order should be authenticated. Strategic factors in decision making. Barnard made a significant contribution to the theory of decision making. He emphasized that organizational decision making rather than the individual decision making. Former is the result of deliberation, calculation, and thought, while later is the result of subconscious, automotive, and responsive factors. Means he emphasized on the organizational decision making rather than individual. Like individual person should not take decision. There should be a proper committee or group of people in the organization who takes decision, and that only includes the deliberation, calculation, and thoughts. Otherwise, individual decision making includes subconscious, automative, and responsive factors. Decision made by the organization are more logical and rational rather than the personal decision made by the individual. Like, obviously, if a person is taking any decision, only one person is taking any decision, that will be personal decision only. Okay, but if there is a committee or organization in the organization who is taking decision, then those actions or those orders will be more logical and rational. Barnard stated that the decision maker should be distinguished relevant fact part affecting the fulfillment of organization purpose from those which are irrelevant and hostile. This requires such research determination of strategic factor by analyzing situation. These factors should be controlled and modified as they influence the organizational decision making. So, what should decision making include? Decision makers should distinguish relevant fact, but what are the factors affecting that decision? What are the factors that affecting the purpose of the organization, and instead of that which are irrelevant or hostile. And that decision making includes research and also by analyzing the situation, ground level conditions should be analyzed before taking any decisions for the organization. Executive function. Barnard observed that the function of executive related to all work essential to the vitality and endurance of the organization, so far as it is must be accomplished through the formal coordination. Executive work is not that of organization, but it is a specialized work of maintaining the operations in the organization. So the organizations in operations. He regarded the following three as the function of the executive. What are the functions of executive? Establishing and maintaining the system of communication in the organization. Means executive are responsible to maintain and establish the way of communication in the organization, securing essential efforts and services from subordinate by motivating them to exert themselves for the organization's purpose, and formulating and defining purpose and objective. Herbert Simon further developed the thought of Barnard in connection with his bounded rational model of decision making. He advocated the concept of satisfying behavior as against the maximizing behavior, which is advocated by classical thinkers such as Weber, Taylor, Fayol, and so on. And he is the most important exponent of behavioral approach in administrative studies. So, behavioral aspect and decision making, which was given by Chester Barnard, which was later described by the Herbert Simon with his rational model of decision making. And he also advocated the concept of satisfying behavior as against the maximizing behavior, which was given by the classical thinkers such as Weber, Taylor, and Fayol. Okay, so that's all about this theory, behavioralist theory. And in next video, we will discuss about the human relation is school by Elton Mayo and others. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.